Alright everybody, how's it going? It's your boy Teflon YGL coming at you with another deck profile. Stay tuned to the end of this one, guys. We're going to have a little bit of discussion and update what's going on with the podcast and future videos, stuff like that. But I felt like I needed to give you guys another video. And this is one of my personal favorite decks that I have, that I've been experimenting with for a very long time. It's seen a lot of changes. I'm going to get at you with a RaidRaptor profile. And I'll show you guys how my build looks, alright? So, let's get right into it. Put the extra deck to the side right now. First off, I'm going to start off with triple RaidRaptor Tribulanius. See if I put that right there. This is a no-brainer. This is probably one of your best normal summons in the deck, or summons in general. On summon, he sends a RaidRaptor card, not monster, it's pretty good, to the graveyard. You can do a lot of plays, extenders, stuff like that with like your mimicry. So yeah, he's a pretty big beast. I know this card was expensive for a bit, but it just had that ultra reprinting. Fun fact, I got this. This is the original printing. Yeah, little flex. So, continuing with the birds. We have 3 copies of RaidRaptor Vanishing Lanius. Another really, really good normal summon. Oh, I'm going to see if you guys can... There we go. So, his effect is actually not once per turn. So, if you... A fun combo that I like to do is... he's an extender, number 1. If you summon him, just activate his effect, summon another bird out, summon another copy of him, activate that one's effect, summon another bird out, summon another bird out. It's fantastic, you know? Just bodies for days. He's really, really good. And if you activate that effect, as long as you've activated it, it can be procced at any time. So it's not like I activated and now it has to resolve kind of deal. So if he leaves the field after flare like a link play, you can still special summon. It's really nice. Alright, continuing off, we have 3 copies of RaidRaptor Mimicry Lanius. He's a nice one. He really only serves in this deck as a searcher. He's another extender. He has a level a justification effect, but that doesn't really come up very much. He's just another way to... We dump him in the graveyard, we banish him, we search for a RaidRaptor card, which is nice. He's just another way to get like cards to our hand and extend our plays further. Alright, continuing on. We have 3 copies of RaidRaptor Strangulanius. This is one of the new birds. He's really, really good. So if you control any other RaidRaptor, you can special summon... Am I reading that right here? If you control a dark monster, I can special summon from the hand. Unfortunately, he does lock you in dark monsters for the duration of the turn. But you can just do your stuff. You can just do all your non-dark stuff before that if you want to go into Zamorg and everything. Fortunately, though, we do not play Zamorg in this build, and I'll show you why. And he's got another little fun effect where he can revive a bird from the graveyard if you have an Xyz monster with dark material. Alright, continuing on, we have 3 copies of RaidRaptor Pain Lanius. I actually used to run him at 1, but I've bumped him up to 3 because seeing him, he is fantastic. He's almost never dead. So he'll copy level and he special summons himself. He's a free body. The burn damage you take, yeah, whatever. Who cares about that? It's absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good. He helps you go into your link plays, or more importantly, your Xyz plays. He's very, very good. You always almost want to open up with this copy of him in your hand. All right. We have now 2 copies of Raider's Wing. I love this card. So it's got a fat ass body of 2,000, right? Yeah. And he's another extender that can special summon himself by detaching material from dark Xyz monster control. Then he can just special summon himself from hand or graveyard, which is really cool. He does count as both RaidRaptor and Phantom Knight, which is really, really cool. So he's searchable via the whole other deck. And he Alright, he's got like a... I'm pretty sure the... if he's using his material, you can't target, right? Yeah. You can't target the Xyz monster that that has him as material with card effects, which isn't too bad. I mean, you're gonna really... He's a level 4, you'll use him for rank 4 plays anyway. So, it's really cool. It doesn't come up very often, but it's a nice little effect. Alright. Now, continuing, we have one copy of RaidRaptor Heel Eagle. He's a weird one. First of all, he's a level 3, so it's almost kind of like he doesn't really work too well for the RaidRaptor monsters themselves. Well, at least the ones we play. He can work for, like, if you want to go into Break Sword and stuff like that. Oh, actually, no. Oh, yeah, he can. He's rank 3. He's just really here to be another extender. He special summons himself from the hand. Just use him for link plays. He's got another like recursion effect for a spell and trap, yada yada yada. Doesn't really come up. He's just really here for the extra body and for the name RaidRaptor. Next, we have one copy of Singing Lanius. He is absolutely fine at 1. Him and Heel Eagle, they're both searchable. I like Singing Lanius a little bit better since he is a level 4. As long as you control an Xyz monster, you can special summon him, and this deck loves to Xyz, so he's searchable through the whole deck. You just need one. You're only going to special summon him in order to link him off and stuff like that. Alright. Steering away from the RaidRaptors, we have one Blackwing, Zephyros the Elite. Fun little fact here. Before RaidRaptors, I used to play Blackwings. But I have then since understood the better deck. So, getting back on track here, we have, with the one Zephyros Elite, he's a once per duel effect. He's not really searchable, per se, but our Link monster will summon him out of the deck. He'll bounce a card, and we'll just link him off. He'll bounce our continuous spell or anything else that we have. Special summon himself. He's perfect. He's another extender. Rank 4, Dark, Winged Beast. You get the theme here. Alright. Now we have one copy of Ancient Cloak and one copy of Silent Boots. So we are playing a little bit of the... Not a huge one, but we are playing 1-1 of the Phantom Knight monsters. Since the new support came out, I believe mixing RaidRaptors and Phantom Knights is probably the better strategy for them. I believe it's proper. I think they did that very well. This is literally just... They're just here for... to search out our Phantom Knight spells and traps. Our Rank Up, our Fog Blade, our Shade Brigadine, all that stuff. They're nice, and they're also here for Rusty. Okay? So that wraps it up for the monsters. Those ratios, I like those ratios a lot. I won't lie to you guys. The ones that you just saw. You can experiment with them however you want. Like if you want to bump down a Pain Lanius maybe, or if you want to cut a Raider's Wing. I've seen builds with him at 1. I've seen builds with him at 3. I think it's a little bricky. But, you know, you can change it however you want. This is just what I found comfortable. Next, moving on to our hand traps here. I have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. And 2 copies of Effect Veiler. I know it's pretty weak hand trap lineup, and Effect Veiler arguably, well, maybe now it is. So I don't really like to run a whole lot of hand traps in this deck. I like to go... this deck can go either first or second. These are interchangeable, absolutely. I just thought that Ash Blossom is pretty... It's pretty basically like universally accepted as like the all-around I can do most of what you need hand trap. So it's always good to have. And Veiler's just kind of here just because I only had one play set of Imperms, had him in another deck. And it's good, it comes up, especially now. You know, Veiler is not bad. You can definitely switch this lineup out for however you want. If you want to do Lancias, if you want to make it going second like a Dino Wrestler, Pankrtot, or if you want to switch it out for other hand traps like Ghost Bell, Droll, you know, Imperm, or going second card, you know. It's completely entirely up to you. I found pretty much success with this. I think this is fine. You could definitely cut some cards and run some more, or you can bump up the thing, but this is what I like. Alright, getting that out of the way, we're going to move on to the spells, guys. So we have 2 copies of the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force. Fantastic card. Absolutely fantastic in this deck. It is a quick play, so you can set it with Rusty Bardiche, you can set it with Y-Strix, and just flip it on your opponent's turn to go from the Xyz Dragon to the Requiem, get a pop, get a bunch of monster negates. It'll lock you into Dark Xyz, but like I said, it's a quick play, so just set it and Xyz on your opponent's turn. There's some really cool niche, there's some really cool combos of that you can do an experiment with. Next, I'm playing 2 copies of Rank Up Magic Force. I've seen builds not play this at all, and I understand why, because it's specifically RaidRaptor, while the other Phantom Knights one is more generic for the Xyz. However, I mean, it's actually really, really good. So to jump up 2 levels, you know, you can summon out your rank 8, wipe the back row, drop this. It's searchable through Y-Strix, or rather, not searchable, I guess settable. And go right into Ultimate Falcon. It can revive an Xyz monster. Well, it's a RaidRaptor Xyz monster out of the graveyard. It's got it's nice. I think I used to, when this deck was more pure, I ran this at 2. Then I experimented with 1, but I like seeing it. It's really good. You know, it's almost free, especially if you draw it. That way you can get more material. So I run 2 of those, and then 1 of the Rank Up Magic Soul Shave Force. This is a great card as well. This is really, if you need to do, this is kind of like a grind game kind of card, or if you want to set up like an Infinity, you can do that as well. Again, it's a rank up card, so it's searchable via almost this whole, the entire extra deck. So it's really good. Only need really 1, because you're only going to really use it once. It does half yourself. I mean, we don't really care about life points, but like I said, it's good, but it doesn't come up as much as these will, since you have to take 1 out of the graveyard. It's very good though. Okay, moving on to our continuing with our 1-ofs. We have 1 RaidRaptor Nest Extender. You can get 1 out of the deck or graveyard. Absolutely fantastic. You use Zephyros to bounce this back, reset it. You can't activate it again, but it's just a target to bounce back for your Zephyros. It's really good. Continuing, we have 1 Foolish Burial. There's so many of these cards that we run in our deck that want to be in the graveyard, or plus when they're in the graveyard, so this is something I started running recently. I like it. It's good. Especially if, like, let's say I get ashed with my Tribute Lanius, I could just activate Foolish, and I can still combo off there. It's really to play around Disruption and, you know, get the combos popping off. Alright, now we have 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Called by the Grave. So Monster Reborn is it's fantastic in any deck, really. And this deck has a problem with its normal summon, I will say that. You almost kind of need monsters on fields in order to play and extend. Not always, but almost always. So if you're going second, I will say I've gone second and I've gotten Solemn Judgment on my normal summon, which sucks. And I've had to set up just for next turn, and hopefully I didn't die. So I started teching in like a Monster Reborn and maybe some other cards I'll experiment with. But if they get, you know, destroyed, I could just activate Reborn and bring it back. So it's good. And then the 1 Called, because we can play around a lot of Disruption, but Called is good for more than just negating Disruption, negating hand traps. It's also good just setting up if you can hit a key combo piece in your opponent's graveyard. It's actually a very good card. Please bring it back to 3. Alright, that is it for the spells. Going into our traps, we only run 4. 2 copies of Shade Brigadine. It's an extender, a rank 4, it's dark, it's perfect. 1 copy of Fogblade. I see a lot of people bump this to 3 or 2, but that's really people who play pure, like, pure Phantom Knight, because I know it could revive. I know it's another monster negate and targeting, but I think 1 is fine. It's completely settable. And I also didn't really want to run too many like trap cards for Shade Brigadine, but I think it's fine. And then the 1 Phantom Knight's RaidRaptor Claw. It's just a monster negate. It's almost always going to be live. You'll have a Dark Xyz monster. They gain a little nice attack boost, and on top of that, it's a counter trap. And this one's searchable. So it's really, really cool. Those are just the 4. Again, you can change this however you want. I think these are pretty set how they are. Maybe this is questionable, the Rank Up Magic 4 skip. But I think these ratios are pretty good the way they are. Alright guys, that is it for the main deck. Now getting on to the extra deck here. We're going to start off with the Link monsters. We run 2 RaidRaptor Y-Strix. Obvious reasons. He's fantastic. Any monster, except for the Phantom Knight ones, I guess. But every monster in our deck can basically make this card. He special summons out of the deck. He sets a rank up card on a RaidRaptor Exceeds activation. He's fucking perfect. He's an absolute perfect card. He's very good. Fantastic in this deck. And our last one we run is Rusty Bardiche, the 1 copy. We're never going to really want more than just 1 copy. Well, I hope that glare is not that bad. Knees over here a little. That might be a little better. We're never going to run more than just the 1 copy. He's fantastic. I've opted out for Zamorg because, like I said, our Strangleanius, especially at 3, can lock us into Dark, which sucks, but that's fine. We basically run Dark anyway besides 1 other monster, or maybe 2 other monsters. And I believe Rusty is a better option anyway than Zamorg. I think the Barrier Statue, and even just summoning regular birds, like, it's cool, but I think it's very niche. Like, I think the Rusty combo is a lot better. He allows you to further extend. He allows you to set up to pop a monster, set the rank up, the rank up force, the quick play, exceeds on your opponent's turn, pop a card. You know, it's really, really cool. Okay, so that is it for our Link monsters. Next, getting into our Xyz, we have 1 Rebellious Dragon and 1 Requiem Dragon. No brainer here. Genuinely no brainer. So a fun little combo to do, obviously, is to go into Rusty, right? Set the rank up force, unless you had it or set it earlier. Extend how you want, whatever. Overlay into Xyz Dragon. Pass the turn to the opponent. As soon as they put a card on field that you don't like, flip open your rank up spell. Exceed summon Requiem Dragon to a zone he points to. Pop that card, and now you have at least 3, or at least 2 or 3 monster negates in Requiem Dragon. Yes, he's better than Appaloosa because he negates, he destroys, and he's not even a once per chain. So he's a really, really good card. Just, you know, to further kind of make an oppressive board and stuff like that. Okay, going on, now continuing on, we have 2 copies of RaidRaptor 4-Strix. I've seen builds play 3 of these, and I can understand why. He's a soft once per turn. He searches. He's a rank 4 in the graveyard. People like to make him search a bird and then link off into Y-Strix and activate the Soul Shave Force to make a Cyber Dragon Infinity. They'll set this, activate, bring him out of the graveyard, rank him up 2 ranks higher, which is cool. It comes up every so often. It's nice. It's like a standard little combo, but he's a searcher. He's a soft once per turn. He's perfect. Next, continuing with the RaidRaptors, we have 1 copy of Revolution Falcon and 1 copy of Air Raid Falcon. So these are just 2 rank 6. He's perfect. He can rank up on top of him by discarding. And if he goes, he'll bring him out of the graveyard or extra deck, I believe. Oh no, extra deck too. That's actually really cool. And he's actually really good. He's very, very underrated. Easy rank 6, base 2000. He beats Boral Sword. So let me explain that. What I mean by that. He activates. So when doing battle, the special summon monster, he drops their attack and he drops their attack and defense to 0. And if he's got a RaidRaptor exceeds monster's material, which he most likely always will, you'll rank him up. You'll never summon him normally. He can pop a card and do half damage, and he can attack all of the opponent's monsters once. And every special summon monster he attacks, he drops to 0. So how does he beat Borosword? Well, he activates in the damage step, and I'm pretty sure. And Borosword actually activates on declaration. I'm almost certain. I'd have to actually read that, but I've had this argument before, and he's actually really good. He outs a lot of cards. He can almost win. He can almost put game on the board by himself. Just 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, and so on and so forth. And he's just there to kind of like revive him or go into him. Almost the same effect. Just honestly, he's not as good as his lower ranked brother. Alright, continuing on, we have 1 copy of Arsenal Falcon, 1 copy of Satellite Cannon Falcon, and finishing up the RaidRaptors, we have 1 copy of Ultimate Falcon. So, real quick, Arsenal Falcon, absolutely fantastic card, easy to make. A fun little combo is to make him detach material to special summon out of the deck. Amazing extender. He's got nice 3 effects. You're only going to really use the first and the third one. That's the first one. And the third one is you can just link him off for Rusty or another Y-Strix or whatever. Just get him in the graveyard. His graveyard effect will activate since he had material.
Yo, shout out Mobile Ace 6 for the follow. Thank you so fucking much, bro. He said hello. How are you?
What up, bro? What up, bro? We're just doing a deck profile.
Doing a quick deck profile.
So he'll summon out Ultimate Falcon. He'll cheat him out of the deck, and he'll have material. It's actually really, really cool. It doesn't have to be Ultimate Falcon, but that's basically the go-to. And then Satellite Cannon Falcon. This card's fucking bonkers. So on Exceed Summon, he wipes. He's a Harpy's Feather Duster, and he can't be responded to. No negates. No activate your cards in response. None of that. He wipes the back row and he doesn't care. And he's got a pretty big body. He's pretty easy to summon as a rank 8. And he's got a nice little effect where you could drop them per RaidRaptor in the graveyard, which will almost always be 0. Alright, rounding out the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon for the OTK and the effect negation. It's a non-targeting kind of effect negation. He's really just here for the OTK if we need it. Next, 1 copy of Ice Beast Zero Fine. This is and 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Infinity. So these two, I know the obviously I've seen him in plenty of RaidRaptor profiles. He's for the Soul Shave Force, and Zero Fine is another copy. He's a weird one. So I understand he's water. He kind of doesn't mix super well, but he's just 2 level 4 winged beasts. So what makes him really good is, like, say your opponent has an oppressive monster board, blank and blank. You can honestly just do your plays normally, go into him, activate his effect, and he's a one-sided skill drain. He outs Dragoon, he outs Zeus, he outs all of any other monster. He doesn't target. He just flat out negates. Not only that, he's more than just a skill drain. I'm pretty sure he negates all face-up cards on the opponent's field. Yeah. So if they have like a Mystic Mine, or if they have a Mystic Mine, it's probably not gonna work. If they have like an annoying face-up card, let's say trying to think one. I'm trying to think of one here. Whatever, you get the point. If they have a field spell you don't like, and Area 0, Salaman Great Will, drew a fucking blank there for a minute, and an oppressive board, you can detach material. He gains attack poor. He can get pretty big, and he can negate that entire board, and they last until the opponent's next standby. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, to the opponent's next standby phase, even if he leaves. So he's pretty good for that. Niche doesn't come up a lot, but I've definitely surprised some people with him. And then Infinity, just because, well, we can make him easy in this deck. He's an Omni Negate. This deck is mainly monster negates and pops, which is cool. but there's going to be those certain back row cards that we can't negate, and they're going to be troublesome. So Infinity's really cool for that, and he helps. Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for the deck profile. No side deck this time. Don't really have one for this. I play this one competitively, but I don't really, my side deck kind of changes. I only have the one at the moment. So, real quick, before we wrap up this video, I just want to give you guys a quick little update on what's going on with the channel and things like that. So we are setting up the area to have the podcast, getting the table, the microphone, the laptop, everything up there. It'll happen real soon. It's just we're getting it set up, trying to figure out how many microphones we need. I'm only gonna probably have 3 people or so. It might be a clusterfuck any otherwise, but yeah, it's in the works. There's going to be some different type of videos. I know it's another deck profile, but I really just wanted to get you another video out to you guys. And, well, anything else? Oh, yeah, and as you can see, the setup's a little bit different. Like I said, things will change. The camera quality will get better. Working with some actual cameras here and microphones. Yeah, stay tuned for more updates and everything, guys, and different kind of videos. I'm figuring out all the editing stuff so we can figure out discussions and going over new set releases and like a future ban list and a metagame discussion and things like that. I'm going to have some cool people on that podcast, so tune into that and tune into the channel for more updates. You guys will really like it, alright? Alright guys, till next time, I'll catch you later. Bye.